hoping get a copyright on that one. Same park, new camera. I was thinking about something. I know there's a ton of reviews on this camera and all these things, but honestly, you guys, I have used this camera every single day since the first day I got it, and I've been using it all day long. Forgot to bring my mount. Hold up. This is getting too crazy. They're stoked. We're on our way to the park. Yo, shout out to you guys. I got a few comments about Bear. Enjoying his interactions in the video. What you doing, Bear? We're gonna make him famous. I'm trying to get him on a not a cereal box, but a dog food box. Yo, any dog food companies need a sponsor, man. Fresh food, preferably. I know there's a ton of videos about this DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and I've watched a lot of them. Hell, that's half the reason I have one. But there's a few things I feel like they don't really talk about, because I think the people who made the videos first, you know, they kind of got them for free or sponsored, so there might have been a little bias, or they just flat out don't use it that much. I've used this thing for, I think that was almost 2 weeks ago. So I have a few things I've noticed. However, I will say it's been good. I would suggest this camera to most, but I would also suggest it with a few... Oh, I already know what time it is. Time right now is getting Jordan's muddy. That's what time it is. It's like the same Saturday, better camera, different camera, same bear, same action. Let's go. Active track. Yeah, cool. Is that active track working? Dude, how sick is this active track working though? This guy ain't even listening. I thought he was gonna take you out. Yeah, buddy. Something I'm noticing though bothers me with gimbals in general is kind of that, like when you're kind of running and gunning, like we're just playing around, I'm trying to track him a little. They don't want to look down. You have to really exaggerate the effort to get the gimbal to look down towards the ground. So like if you wanted to see, like I'm tipped, like that's how long. I know I have it set on a slower setting, but it's, maybe I got to play around with the settings a little more. But that's one reason in the past I've always disliked gimbals, was just they're very smooth and it's great. So it's really nice for, you know, steady shots, but they're not as, I don't know, fluid as you would want to be. So there's kind of a downside of that. It's pretty annoying. Light's pretty good right now, actually. Cool little kind of stormy day, really windy. I think it might be time to take them for a little walk now about the park. Grocery store run. Pizza run. Pizza time. I am a sucker. I'm a sucker for pizza. Living in Seattle, you have this dilemma with grocery stores. Where I live, there's essentially 3 stores: Safeway, QFC, and Whole Foods. Each of them come with their own situation. Safeway is located in a little bit of a rougher area, so you're never really quite sure what could go down. QFC is also located in a rough area, and you definitely know what's going to go down. There's a lot of drug activity out front, and shoplifters, and security's always chasing someone. So if you want a little excitement, that's a good one to go to. Then you have Whole Foods. Good old Whole Foods. I will say, I pay a little bit of the premium to shop at Whole Foods just because the shopping experience is so much more pleasurable. Whole Foods it is tonight, because I don't really feel like dealing with much drama. It's hard enough to figure out what you're going to get at the store, let alone figuring out which store to go to based on how you want your shopping experience to go down. We're tight in here. What's up? I do that. Every time I come in here, I do that. I go to the wrong door, and it opens, and I stand there like an idiot for a second. They fixed the elevator. Yesterday it was stuck. The door was stuck open. It kind of opened the video with that, but I don't know if that made sense. Look at this big ass bench. Get up! The simple answer is yes. This camera's pretty dang good. But there's more to it than that. We'll explain a little more if you want to stick around. If you want the baby and not the whole 9 months, it's good. I would suggest this camera. At least the 14 days that I've used it straight every day, all day, it's been pretty dang good. A little bit longer answer might be, I think this camera is great and it meets all the needs that I expected it to. For me, it ticks the box on quality and quickness. With the few setting changes, the D-Log, having that and how quick this is and the portability, those are huge checkpoints for me because I have been bringing this camera with me everywhere. I'm talking like, even if I'm just running errands and I go to the grocery store, something might pop off and I want to get a quick shot. So it's been great for that and the flexibility it's allowed me to start the vlog. So kudos to this camera. I'm not trying to just sell it. I am speaking the truth. I have been enjoying it. If you're new to gimbals and that style of camera work, that might be something that's going to come with a little bit of a learning curve as well. As I was talking about earlier today, you know, they're great for smoothness. I mean, you will get a little bit of bounce depending, so you got to make sure to do your little ninja walk. Depending on the settings, I set mine to a nice slow movement, which is suggested because that makes the viewer, you know, appreciate that more of kind of a cinematic slow move. But the issue is if you are trying to move quickly, run and gun and do anything, unless you go in and set your gimbal to one of the other settings like the FPV or the lock, when you're running and gunning, you don't really have time to get in the menu. So it does kind of screw me up sometimes when I pop on the camera and for some reason I can't get the gimbal over quick enough. I mean, you can toggle with the pad, but even that's, you know, slow. So there are times that it's very frustrating with working with gimbals, and that's why, I mean, I've had many gimbals for my other cameras over the years, and it's always one of those things I question why I go down that hole of and one thing I've noticed with maybe just mine, and if you guys have one, maybe help me out here. When I first turn it on, more often than not, it's tilted at a slight angle up. So it's so frustrating because when I'm just trying to be quick, oh, there's something cool, and I pop that on and it's looking at the sky, and the screen's so small, sometimes it's hard to tell. You know, I kind of just trust that it's straight on and what I'm getting in the wide enough view, but it doesn't help when it's looking up. So that's been something I've calibrated it, and I might need to dig in a little more, but that has been super frustrating, and that's probably the biggest thing that ticks me off. That's actually like I've missed shots from is from that. So far after 14 days, that's probably my biggest issue, is just not trusting where the gimbal's going to be at, even after calibrating. If I look at the ratio of content I've created versus the ratio of content I've lost, it's not even 1%. I mean, it's like one clip out of maybe maybe 50 or 75 that starts off with a little bit of, but I catch it, you know, I've kind of created the habit of double clicking the pad, and that'll reset the gimbal to straightforward and where it needs to be. To audio, so having a little microphone, that right there is so nice, because I was going to buy the mini, they have that little mini version, and I don't know, I could be wrong on the features, but this guy, you can control, so I can record. There's a record button on there, so if I have the camera set away, boom, hit that, and then you're kind of not having to just run the camera as you walk away from it and then come towards it again. You know, self content creator issues of that. But yeah, so the audio's been great. I love how quick and easy that just hooks up. However, when you turn on the microphone or turn on the camera and the microphones are, you get this white box with text that's telling you, oh, you know, it's linked, which is great. Thank you for telling me. But it's just a prolonged message that almost looks like it's not going to go away. I'm not even sure if it does until you tap it, and it just blocks the whole screen, and it's just obnoxious. Like I'm glad that it says that you are connected, because I hate things when you're guessing and then you come to find out it wasn't. But it could be a little bit, I don't know, a little more discreet, a little less distracting, especially when you're running and gunning and you just, you know, you need to try to get shooting as fast as you can, because that's, you know, the strength of a camera like this is pop it out, boom, get the shot, keep moving. We talk a little bit about battery life. I haven't had an issue with battery. I haven't been out feeling like, oh my gosh, I got to get this thing charged up. One, I top it off when I get a chance, but it tops off pretty quick, so that's nice. And two, I bought the pack that comes with that extra little battery extension, which I don't use when I'm using the camera, because it makes the thing, it defeats the whole purpose of the camera, in my opinion, because it should be small and compact. I don't need to add another, you know, double the size of the camera. But that tops it off real quick too. But yeah, having the little tripod, this thing's cool too. I like the quick connect. I do wish this had a 1/4-20 so I could put the tripod directly onto this one, because even here, like, I feel like that's still a little bit too, it just overhangs. But I do have a little bag, and they kind of sit in there nice, kind of like that, and I just wear that around. So yeah, the portability of this thing has been great, and I'm just finding that I basically keep it by the door. So anytime I'm coming and going out of the house, I just grab it. So yeah, after 14 days, 13 days of straight use every day, like I said, almost all day long. I mean, I'm definitely popping it on and recording something real quick, and you know, I've turned the thing on and off so many times. I wish I had a stat on how many gigs I've run through the through the memory cards here, because I'm definitely shooting a lot. I would say I'm very happy with this camera so far. I don't know if you guys have like any questions, but again, I'm not really one to do a review on this. I'm just going to tell you my honest thoughts, and you know, using it every day as much as I have, and having very minor complaints in the grand scheme of what it's producing. I can't really complain about it so far. Who might this camera be a little bit tricky for? I would say someone who's very new to filming, basically, you know, creating videos. And I don't think the camera, it's not difficult to use. It's very easy to use, actually. It's you'd be amazed with how good the quality is right out the box without tweaking any of your settings. I think for a novice videographer, someone coming up, there could be some things and questions as to why you're not getting, you know, the quality of content that you're seeing on YouTube, for example. All these professionals that are using this, and a lot of the settings you can learn, but there are going to be things that I feel like might be a surprise right out the gate, and that's what this thing is factory set to. It's going to create pretty nice videos, but you're going to want to dig in that menu system and check out YouTube. There's plenty of, like, you know, turn this off, turn this on, and I'm still figuring out a few that I think some of the creators missed. But Yeah, so D-Log is definitely something you're going to want to shoot in, but that comes with needing to do some color correction, you know, in post-production. So depending on your editing software, are you capable of doing that? That takes time, and that takes knowing the camera and the settings, what ISO you should be at, which frame rate you should be at, lighting, all that stuff. So on top of that, shooting in D-Log, you're going to need software to color grade that. So you'll be learning a lot more. So don't just think you'll get this camera and just have these like amazing cinematic vlogs or whatever, because there's definitely work put in behind all that. But that gives you something to work for, something to, you know, YouTube. And luckily this camera is so popular, there are lots of videos, and I've been watching a ton of them on turn this off, turn this on, all the things on the camera. But I did catch one that not many YouTubers I've heard of mentioning, and that was the canceling recording and deleting the clip at the same time. Not a cool option, so make sure you turn that one off. I made a video about that a few days ago. Yeah, I'm freaking tired. I appreciate all the comments, and everybody's been super kind to this new video format that I've been doing, and I really appreciate that. It has been fun. I've been enjoying it, and you know, meeting some of you guys creating videos and maybe helping people feel a little bit more confident to get creating. I think I'm kind of in a place right now that I want to help people feel like I'm feeling. You know, it feels good. It's nice to be back, you know, getting shots, getting out there, just having a reason to kind of, you know, a little story to chase for the day, to kind of make it as entertaining as I can. I've been burning the midnight oil. Get in the comments if you guys, you know, maybe you found something that I've discussed that here's the fix for that, or if you have a question. I don't really intend on making a whole bunch of videos about this camera, but I just figured it's kind of a hot topic right now. I've received some questions. I've been using the hell out of it the last couple weeks. So maybe some of these little, you know, tidbits make sense, or maybe they'll sway you one way or another. But if you're looking at this camera, probably most likely you'll buy it. I'm a terrible influence, I know. All right. Till next time. See you tomorrow. Bye.